Hello. We are back in the morning sun and on the field. I've put the horses on the field. It's probably almost sleep o'clock for them because they were kind of starting to doze off in the paddock before I let them out, so maybe they'll lay down. Yes, it's very bright. I probably look like cheese. Yeah. So I had a few things because I was sitting on the bench after I let them out earlier and kind of thinking, processing some stuff, and then I had a few things that I thought, okay, I could talk about in a video, but now I kind of feel like I don't want to talk about anything. Or like actually doing what I thought about feels weird. But yeah, yes. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about my situation and like the future again. Because interestingly now I feel really drawn towards moving to Norway and leaving behind the education in this place, like the dance education in this place here, and just kind of doing my own thing, finding to myself, finding my what I want to do, how I want to live my life, without the pressure of like yeah, kind of external structures. I mean, it's still going to be there, obviously, but oh, did you choke? Are you choking on grass? Yeah, she's. Oh, I have to move my head so the camera moves. I don't know if you can see anything. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, the external structures are still going to be there, and like my having to find ways to live within that structure and having to earn money and be somewhat dependent on the places I can rent for now, where my horses and I can live. And yeah, but still kind of I would hope to find my own rhythm and my own internal voice about how I want to live my life and how I want to spend my days and my routines and everything. It's very bright. Yeah, and I didn't bring a hat. Yes, yes, that's kind of, and I have a few ideas about the move, like how I can realize that, but I still like it's still too far away to actually talk to people and find like the practical solutions, because I have to make my mind up first before I involve like yeah too many other people. Otherwise, it's just kind of wasting their time. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna. Is this dirt? No, it's shade. I don't know if I'm gonna like this video because I'm gonna look so ridiculous and shitty. But yeah, I don't know. And I'm so sheltered in like the tall grass. I can't see anything that's going on beyond. So there could be someone just standing there listening to me. No, I doubt it. But I thought this was going to be more comfortable. I mean, the sun is bright. I'm so curious about the midnight sun. Less than a week. Yeah, I'm so curious, and I'm also really curious if how I'm gonna cope with the like living actually in the midnight sun and not having any darkness for months, or like barely any darkness for months. I think that's gonna be very strange, but potentially also kind of cool. I don't know. I'm also really curious how the horses would cope with it, and yeah, and see, my mind is going off in so many different trails of thoughts that, yeah, fantasizing about all sorts of random uh, things that kind of they're not really important. I mean, they are, but still, like, I have so many thoughts about this and all the details of what it would be like to live there, and that kind of, I feel like that, or I wonder if that is a sign that that's where I'm truly called. Like, that's what my heart, like, that's the path that my heart wants to follow. Um, because I don't really feel like I have those same thoughts about the dance education, and yeah, I have more worries, whereas with the move to Norway, I have more like curiosities, kind of. Um, it's a different feeling behind the thoughts, and I do imagine more details. Like, that's what I said with, I don't really. Obviously, the camera is moving with me. Yeah, I don't really imagine. I don't really dream. That's what I said with. I don't really dream about the um, yeah, about the education, about the details of it and the daily life. Whereas I do that about Norway, and I have so many crazy ideas about it and what I could do there, and what I can. I kind of already know where I want to live long term, like which property I want to buy, which is really ridiculous. But it I don't know. I think, yeah, spark. I'm it sparks a lot of joy. That's a term I've never used, but I've heard a lot. So I feel weird using it because I don't know if I want to use it. I mean, no, it's nice. It's not bad. But it kind of, yeah, maybe it's not a description I would have naturally used. It's just something that I'm picking up because I'm hearing it a lot. Um, but yeah, really kind of. Um, I feel like the stuff that we're really meant to do. Mm, and that is what's gonna I don't know how to translate this sort into words, but like the stuff that we really are meant to do and want to do, that's always the stuff that feels a bit weird and a bit crazy and a bit too much at first, and like, oh no, wait, I can't possibly do this. No, wait, can I? No, 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 I can't. Like, this kind of, that's what's truly, like, that's what we should do. That's what's gonna bring us closer to where we want to be, and where we can feel more free, and where we can feel more like ourselves, and kind of get closer to our purpose, if we have such a thing. I don't know. I think we do, um, somehow. Maybe not in a way that we read about in fantasy books and in stories, but I do think that we all can find a reason for why we feel we are here, and what we want to do with our lives, and what we're good at, and what we really, really enjoy doing. And maybe also a place where we feel like we belong, where we can feel at home. And all of this doesn't really have to be physical. It's more maybe like a state of living, being, thinking, feeling, that can translate into physical things and actual places and stuff. But it doesn't, like, it's different for everyone. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Um, Yeah. And I felt this a lot recently, this kind of tingly feeling of, wait, what if I do this? Oh, wait, I had this idea. Oh, no, that's too crazy. Yeah. And I've had this a lot and I followed it a few times whenever possible. Some things are still too far out, so maybe it's more of a mental state of allowing myself um, to consider this, to entertain this idea. And I feel like that's this case for the place where I want to live. I don't know if it's possible because it's just been sold, but who knows in 10 years or more. And it's way above. I have no budget, but like what my budget could be, I don't know. But I don't know what the future holds for me, so who knows? That's why I'm still entertaining it. And even if it doesn't happen, like I'm not trying to buy it now because that's not possible. Like, but I'm still entertaining the idea and the thought and the all this tingly kind of what comes with it that's exciting and that kind of makes me dream of some things and entertains my mind. And it's even if it doesn't happen, it still will have been good for something. And even if it isn't, that's also fine. Like it doesn't have to serve a purpose. But so um, yeah, even if it's only for me to allow myself to think bigger, to allow myself bigger things um, that feel impossible to most people, but who knows? Maybe it's not. Oh, hey, dragonfly. Um, oh, I wonder what they mean. Like, maybe it was a message. Oh, haha, I can make a card, like an oracle card, dragonfly, and I can also look up the meaning later. Oh, wait, maybe, oh, I don't know. Um, um, and also, the I thought while I'm looking it up, I can keep talking, but it's hard to do two things at the same time. Like yeah, I have to organize my thoughts first. But I thought, well, um, even if it doesn't happen, and yeah, I said that it can be something internal of allowing myself to dream bigger, but also it's actually the things that I'm thinking about regarding this are also really useful for a book that I'm wanting to write, that I've been wanting to write, like a story or like a world that I've been wanting to write about for many, many years now, actually. So um, that life that I'm imagining at that place kind of is what I like the world and the living situation I wanted to write about in the book, or yeah, in the world. Um, the dragonfly spiritually symbolizes transformation, adaptability, and the courage to see beyond surface illusions. It represents a period of growth, emotional maturity, a reminder to live joyfully in the present moment. um, hmm, I don't remember. There was like something I said where it came, where it appeared. Like I don't know if that resonates. I was stuck between relates and resonates. Resonates is the word that I wanted because relates doesn't really fit here. I don't know. Sign of love, good fortune, transition, and hope for the future. I think it said. I don't know. I haven't clicked on any. Have long been associated with change, transformation, self-realization. Their intricate wings symbolize individuality and the importance of being true to oneself. I think it kind of fits-ish, but it doesn't feel like bam, wow, yes, this is what I was talking about. I don't know. Maybe it does. I just already forgot what I said. And I'm in this weird state of like I don't know if it's like a meta state of thinking about thinking and analyzing. So I'm not actually feeling right now. I'm just translating or like repeating. I don't know. Yes, where was I? Oh, already 15 minutes. I actually thought I'd make 2 short videos, like 5 minutes or something, about 2 different topics, but yeah. Oh well. Maybe for another time I can make more structured videos. But right now I think it's good to just do something, because I'm probably not even able to make the structured video because I don't like I'm already struggling so much with talking and like talking clearly, speaking clearly, and in a more linear way. So that's kind of required to keep it short and keep it on point. And yes, I'm not doing that anyway. But I'm talking. Yeah, now I'm in the meta state of talking about talking, and that's not really where I want to take this. um, um, yeah, yeah. What I thought about earlier, so I'm just repeating thoughts, is that I feel so uncomfortable on my elbows and with the sun. I feel so I feel so stuck on this Norway thing right now. Mm, and I feel almost like 100, well, no, I don't feel 100% committed to the decision, but kind of like I feel very um, drawn towards it, and especially with how my mind is occupied with it. But I'm not actually thinking about like the realities and the logistics of it. Um, but I also then remembered that I felt kind of the same commitment or like occupation in my thoughts about the uh, crows flying around and playing, um, about the dance education, and yeah, so kind of I'm just basically waiting for it to shift again. I don't know. I don't know. Um, is the camera filming me? Oh, well, yeah, I think so. Ah, I need a hat. Mm, yeah, this same shift about the dance. What? Uh, yeah, I'm just waiting kind of for it to shift again to the dance education. But then what I thought was that I already said this many times probably. The way I dream about Norway is different to the way I dream about or think about the dance education. Mm, yeah. So that kind of should point me towards something, shouldn't it? And um, yeah, I'm wondering, or I have been wondering, because this is also a thought that I already had, and then I'm just repeating. I'm wondering about like why am I struggling so much to commit to the Norway decision and thing? Because I think it feels like there's something standing in the way of fully committing to hello, whatever kind of thing you are. Oh, bye-bye. There's something standing in the way to fully committing to Norway, um, and the dance education is like a fallback. It's like my second choice. If I were to remove every doubt and every obstacle in my way, I think the decision would be 100% clear. Like I don't think I would waver as much and would struggle as much to decide. Um, because I mean, yes, I don't know, I'm imagining it and I'm kind of downplaying it now, but like, yeah, Norway is in my, it's in my imagination. It's kind of like a, it's my paradise. No, I don't know, like I don't know what word I'm thinking of now, but it's like, it's my utopia. It's my utopia maybe. And so I'm not sure if I can believe my dreams. This is interesting because I'm making myself dream small again, and it doesn't mean that and just it can happen the way I imagine it. Just, well, no, I don't know. I'm getting stuck. It can, like, all the dreams that I have can come true, could come true. It just probably will feel and be and end up different than I imagine it, because there are going to be challenges. You can't remove that, and there are going to be obstacles and hard things, and maybe things not working out. That is the case with everything. Um, I just need to feel safe enough to stay through that. And that's kind of where the doubts and the worries and the challenges come in, because I don't feel safe with myself and I don't feel able to support me and my herd. Um, so there's a huge chance that if things go wrong, I will feel really unsafe and be unsafe in, like, not being able to care um, for us in a way that doesn't take more resources than it gives back, basically. Like, um, for example, if I would be forced to take a job that I that that I'm not able to do for a longer, for a sustained period of time, like, um, that's kind of what I worry about. Because if things don't work out with, like, the stuff that I actually want to do, and there's no way for me to earn the money that I need to support 3 horses, a cat, a dog, and a human, um, then that is going to be difficult. But yeah, we're getting back into worries and doubts. But if I were to remove all of these things, then there's no reason for me to be here, to stay here, because I mean, yeah, it's nice here. The grass is nice, and I don't know if the grass is as nice in northern Norway. um, but yeah, this grass is nice. Um, yeah. So, oh, it's green underneath. If I pull off, oh, if I pull this away. Yeah, where was I? I'm just rambling in 24 minutes. I want to get to the fucking point, but my brain is not functional. So, I don't know. Yeah, if I were to remove all these things, it would be Norway, because I don't know why. I just feel it. Like, it just, everything that has brought me forward, or maybe I should say closer to myself, closer to feeling like myself, closer to finding joy and excitement and adventure, has always been Norway related. Like, all, I don't I don't want to. Well, yeah, no, I don't know what. I don't want to relate social media with this, like, creation, creating stuff for social media. but the only time, but I think it does say something that the only time that I feel like entitled to create and share something is when it's Norway related, because my videos, like my first series of videos, was in Norway, my travel there. And then, like, when I had, and the blog I had as well. And then I had the Facebook mainly, I think, and Instagram. Also about when I was trying to ride to Norway with my horses. So again, Norway related. And then a little bit before with like the preparation stuff. But yeah, and then I stopped and kind of disabled everything because I also like disabled my thoughts about Norway essentially. And now 4 years, well, I don't know, no, not as many years, but like 4 years since I was in Norway. I started going back to Norway and I started to entertain the idea again, and now I feel like creating stuff again. I mean, I don't feel like I'm creating right now, but still, like, I feel like I want to tackle this project again. And I've been feeling like this for several months, and not necessarily actually Norway related, but I think I'm trying to figure out if the idea came before I first went back to Norway in um, after Christmas, during Christmas, um, or if that started after, if that started afterwards. Um, with you. I think actually it was right after the trip, um, because that's when I started filming videos. That was in early 2026. Yeah, so literally after coming back from Norway, I was like, I want to make videos again. I don't know if that's true, but I think that's, if I try to remember the videos that I took, that's when it started. Um, so that kind of means that this is where I feel lit up and where I feel capable and where I feel power, like I have the power to create stuff, and the yeah yeah yeah. And I yeah I don't feel that way in. Hello, is it warm? Hello. Is it warm in the sun? Yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel that way in dance class, especially. I feel incapable there. Especially recently, I just feel like I'm not making any progress, and I'm kind of, I don't know, yeah. I don't really want to get into that right now. Can you even see her? Or can you just see my face? I don't know. Taste the little dog head. Mm. Yeah. Yes, so this is what I feel if I remove all of the doubts and obstacles. And well, this, yeah. But if I bring them back, then wait. Oh yeah, I was trying to go to what is actually the thing that is keeping me from making the commitment to Norway. And how can I overcome that? And I I don't actually remember what my answer to that was, or if I finished the thought when I thought it a while ago or like earlier. Warm, warm for the little dog. Yeah, he's a warm dog. Yeah, and I think that is feeling the feeling of not being able to support us and stay present with it, and the worry that I will become a burden to people around me, or also just not have any support, because this is expecting there to be people around me, and I do know people there, but they're still kind of all strangers. I would say, I don't know, no, but it's not like it's not. They're helping me and stuff, and they want me to be there as well and to take part in projects. But this is not somewhere where I can go and where I can like crash and be dependent on someone. Yeah. I don't know if you can see her, but she's really cute. It's just kind of. And I don't know if any place should be that. I mean, yeah, but then. Mm, yeah, anyway, this is kind of the thought where I get stuck because um, thinking that just moving, sorry, thinking that just moving to Norway is going to fix my energy issues. That is not realistic. And that is what I used to do. And I've been proven wrong. Yeah. He's a warm dog. Yeah, he's a warm dog. Mm. So I do have to find a solution for this, and I don't know what that can be yet. I do hope. Hello, dragonfly again. I do hope that the week that I'm going to be in Norway, Wednesday, starting Wednesday, is going to shed more light on this, and that I can have some conversations with people and ask about possible solutions, opportunities, like what kind of work there would be. I do know that ultimately I want to be independent and also dependent on myself, which kind of it feels nice. Like I think it's nice to be able to depend on yourself, and that's what we all growing up as adults need to do. That's the only way to live. Well, no, that's not actually true. That can also bring me to another thought, but I don't want to go there yet. Yeah, so yeah, I do ultimately want to be able to support myself without actually having to work. Like I want to work for myself rather than someone else and being employed. So this is where I want to go, but I don't know what I need for this actually, but I feel like I need my own place. I need oh, flies everywhere. Hi. I need my own place, and I need my skills, and I need some kind of audience, I guess, to be able to be interested in what I'm doing. If I try to live off of creations and art and stuff, I don't know how that's possible. But yeah, I suppose this is also one of the reasons that that I started with videos again, just to kind of get myself into a habit, or like start building skills, confidence mainly, because I don't know if this is a skill right now what I'm doing here. I'm still learning, and I'm articulating my thoughts, and I think the stuff that I said before I can kind of trim down. Well, not this footage, but like I can condense that into a more watchable video. um, yeah, because I feel like I could make some videos about like decision making. That's like one of the things I'm worst at. Not like how to make decisions, but kind of illuminating my decision making process. That kind of, because I think there's probably a lot of people who feel really stuck in something, and so do I. And I would hope to reach, not with this video, but like in the future, reach people who feel the same way, and with whatever decisions I make now and however my life unfolds, that I can kind of inspire other people to find ways for themselves. Because yeah, I do feel like I've been inspired a lot by social media, I guess, or like what people share, and videos, not like this, but like, well, no, actually, I do get inspired by videos like this, just kind of being present and talking and stuff, and being authentic. I don't know if I'm authentic, but just being with whatever shows up. Oh, my neck hurts so much. There's flies everywhere. Hello, moonshine. Yeah, but so I feel like I want to give that back as well, because I do feel that I have a unique-ish perspective, or living circumstances anyway, and I feel like I often also feel like I I don't know how to say this. If I say my experience isn't portrayed in somebody else's, that of course, like, no, but I feel like I feel like I'm always not exactly getting the advice that I need, even if I do get inspired, and if I do feel like hello. Um yeah. Uh I'm getting distracted now. Half an hour, fuck's sake. Even if I do feel inspired by other people, sharings, by other people's sharings, it's always kind of, I this thought is too complicated, because this is not how it works. You don't watch a video and you go and fix your life. Like, it doesn't work that way. It's a process. It's there's more to it. But I think, so I'm not trying to get at, there's nobody's making videos about my specific situation and how to fix it. It's more like I don't always fully resonate with the way, maybe, that I don't know if that's true either. I don't know. I was gonna say with the way that like videos are made and advice is given or something, but that's not kind of that's not true either, because I've found some really good videos and stuff where I'm like, oh wow, yeah, this actually reaches me, which is kind of hard to find because I don't resonate with a lot of people. Um, But yeah. And actually also then I was thinking about that, if I'm criticizing, I'm not really criticizing anyone or like anyone's style of videos. But if I looking at this video and the videos are made, I have no grounds to criticize. I mean, which I'm not, but like if I don't resonate with someone, it's really hard to make something, I think, and to build the skills. So even if I don't like someone's video, that doesn't mean that it's like it just either it doesn't resonate with me or it's also just a process, and we can't expect everyone to put out perfect content or creations or whatever, because that is the toxicity behind it, and that's what also why I'm just putting out this crap here. Because I've put myself under so much pressure to create something good that you can kind of put next to the best videos you can find. But that's crap because they've been doing it for years and years and years and years, and they've built the skills, and maybe they have a background in film and in whatever, which I don't have. So why am I expecting myself to know how to do this, and to put out the same quality content as someone with a whole lot more experience than me? It doesn't work that way, and yeah, and that's why I don't think that we should be criticizing anyone, because they're just doing what they can and want to, and that's perfectly fine. And I said this in the first video, I think, just because it doesn't resonate doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just isn't for you then, or maybe it's that they're still learning or whatever. Anyway, I'm just meta thinking again, thinking about making a video while making a video. Wait, oh, I found this song yesterday that was really, really insane. I don't know, I liked this apparently. Had this in my liked songs. But I do not remember it, and it hit me so hard. I don't really I don't remember the name right now, but it was like it had spoken something. I think it's like a clip from maybe a talk, and then they put music underneath, but maybe it's also an original clip. I don't know. And like a speech, I should say, not a talk. And then it said something like I don't remember it right now, but like this meta thinking, how toxic that is, and that if we only talk, we can't listen, and if we only think, we also can't listen. And if we think all the time, then there won't be any more thoughts, and we'll start thinking about thinking, and then we just stop being present and stop noticing like the stuff around. Well, then we stop finding like the true purpose of life or whatever. I don't know, and that is to stop naming things or something. I'm summarizing this so badly. I think a Adi Goldstein, I think that was like the name of the artist, and I don't remember what the song was called. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, and that like if we look at grass, like if we try to imagine grass, then we'll imagine I don't know what, but that it's not usually this, and that like the same 5 colors and notes don't exist. There's more. I don't know. Anyway, but that it's just like that. Limiting ourselves to the structures that we have, and the structures are good. They also said like structures are important because the liberation from structure is what is so powerful, and what creates. Yeah, I think that's where we create from, the liberation from structure. Probably, I don't know if that's true. I haven't thought about it. and I'm not able to because I'm not in the state to think about it right now. I'm not articulating it well. But anyway, yeah. So that was pretty insightful and powerful and really cool. Because that's what I do a lot. I meta think a lot. I think about thinking, and I think about making think about thinking about making. I don't know, but I think about a lot. Why do you want to sit on my nose so badly? Seriously. 45 fucking minutes. God. Well, I don't really care. I don't care because it's not about the video. It's not about people watching it. It's about the time that I'm spending here, and I'm actually happy with that, even though I have a lot of things I could and need to be doing. But oh yeah, this brings me to the second thing, but maybe I should make this into a second video. I'm not sure. I'm really, okay, no, well, why? Why should I make it into a second video? I was worrying about the length and people not watching it, but I don't really care about that right now, the visibility, because I'm not sure if I want anyone seeing this anyway, because I'm just talking crap and unfiltered and feeling a bit ridiculous about it. But and I look probably, well, stop criticizing myself. Yeah, so I was thinking about who might watch this, but if I don't care about who watches it, then I don't really care about how many videos this is going to be. And I forgot the original thought now. Oh wait, yeah, the time I'm spending here. Stop, yeah, not thinking about the video I'm making, and if this is watchable and if this is good, and how long it takes, and if people are gonna sit here for 50 plus, it's gonna be way longer. I feel like for all this time and watch it, because that's not what it's about. If someone cares enough, is interested enough by my ramblings. Wait, this is probably what's boring, because again, I'm meta thinking. Yeah, so anyway, my thought was that it's more about the time that I'm actually spending right now, and if I feel good about that, if I feel aligned with that, and if I feel like that's how I want to spend my time. And right now, I do feel good about it, I think. I don't know. I don't feel like I have to and want to do something else. So, yeah. So that's all that should matter. And this brings me to the second topic. This Wait, now I'm thinking about how I'm gonna name the video, because I already had two titles for two videos, and I don't know how to. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Stop thinking about it. Yeah. So how I'm spending my time and following what I actually want to be doing. And this is kind of aligned actually with what I talked about earlier, of finding my we can swing. We can find if I move to Norway, that is going to be because I want to find my own rhythm and myself, like how I want to live my life. And now I forgot the connection to what I wanted to say just now. Yeah, and this is, and like how I spend my time. This is kind of the same thing, because something that I, especially today's Saturday, so weekend, but like the 2 days that I took off, this is what I tried to do, to listen to my inner voice of what do I want to do right now, and then doing it. And actually, I did this a lot yesterday, and it felt really good and really liberating. And it's getting easier also the more I'm doing it, because often I would hear the voice of, oh, I want to draw a turtle. I don't know. And then I would be like, wait, no, but I don't actually know how to draw a turtle. No, I can't do this. And it's just gonna be crap and it's gonna be bad. And then I'm not listening to the intuition and the what I want to do in that moment, but I'm already judging the outcome, and I'm already judging myself for my desire. No, I feel like that word's wrong. For what I want to do. Like I'm already judging myself for my intuition. And of course that is going to, if this happens every single time, that is going to severely affect my creativity, but also my presence and my view of myself and my, yeah, everything. And I noticed this on the train yesterday. Sorry, I have to finish thoughts because you don't know what I'm talking about. I noticed this on the train when because I had to buy a bra. I had to buy. So I have this performance in Norway that I'm doing next week, and in a week, fuck, it's a week. Oh my god, it's Saturday, and next Saturday is the performance. It's fucking crazy. I really need to practice. I'm freaking myself about how I'm freaking out about it now, myself out about it now, and that's just stupid. Why am I stressing? I can either take action and practice, or I can be fine with it. Like, this is the two things. Literally nothing else is beneficial. So let's get back. I bought a costume this week sometime. I don't know. Tuesday, maybe. It doesn't matter. I bought a costume, but I was missing a bra that I felt comfortable in, and I only have a black. Well, I don't know. I don't have any ones that I like. Different topic, unimportant topic I'm not comfortable with. In general, I can talk about it, but I mean, not right here, right now. Yeah, so and then I got a tip from someone, because I needed it to be white because my costume is white and I only have like black and colored stuff. So yeah, so wait, where am I going with this? I was sitting on the train. Well, actually, because there's many things about this story, but the angle of the story I wanted to tell was I was sitting on the train and I was really dissociated, and fuck, now I'm going to the second story. I was sitting on the train and I was thinking about how I am, because I've been really struggling a lot with like dissociation recently, which is also the reason why I didn't go to class the last 2 days, because I just spaced out so much and it was so uncomfortable and scary. Well, like I'm not actually scared of the condition itself, because that's just like numb, whatever. Like I just don't exist in my body anymore. It's more like being in public with it and being kind of in situations that could potentially make it worse. And I don't actually know what worse is and where this would go if I would like, I don't know. Yeah, so that's more like the discomfort of it, and to be stuck and forced into situations that make it worse and that make me feel worse. That's more like, because if I don't want to space out in class and feel really shitty, like that's not why I'm going there, and I don't know if that's beneficial as well. And anyway, what I was thinking about is that I was trying to figure out the reason for it, why it happens so much and also recently. And then I thought, well, because it's so automatic and I don't actually remember or know if there's any trigger, or what comes first to cause this. I don't know. If it's like primary or secondary, I don't know. And I realized, oh, okay, like if I have a situation in class, for example, that I'm really uncomfortable with, or anything that where most people would speak up and say, oh, I can't do this, or, I don't know. Most people probably don't have that issue, but like, for example, if we have partnering stuff and I'm really sensitive that day and I generally struggle with like touch, um, it has to be kind of very specific for me to not be like, I don't like people accidentally and randomly touching me. Like, it has to be very kind of, I have to predictable, maybe I should say. um and yeah, and then I've had days where my skin already felt like it was on fire, and like everything, every little bit was, even my own touch was already kind of really uncomfortable. And and then we had a partnering class unannounced, and I was like, fuck, this is bad. And I just sat through it. Like, I just went with it. I didn't say anything, and I could say, sorry, I really struggle with touch today, so either no, I can't do the class, or only in a very specific way. But I think often it's, I don't actually know what I need, so I feel like it's not, like, I'm not allowed to communicate that I struggle with it when I can't give another an alternative, or like an adaptation, or what do you call this, a uh, anyway, yeah, when I can't give away that what I actually need. um because then I would say like, oh, well, how can we adapt it for you? And I don't know, and then just like, oh yeah, whatever, just do it. That's kind of like, I'm, yeah. Fuck, I'm getting so off track again. It's exhausting. Um, but I, yeah, so because I'm not able to communicate, both when I struggle with something, but also what I actually need and alternatives. I often just sit through it and I don't say anything, and I just kind of really, yeah, struggle, and then I space out to protect myself from feeling the discomfort or whatever. Um, and this is so automatic, and I'm not even considering communicating, because that's challenging in itself. And then I was thinking about that, of course, that can cause this level of dissociation, because my body, it doesn't even, yeah, it doesn't even consider speaking up for itself. Kind of like, it doesn't even consider the fact that I'm allowed to have boundaries and to have certain needs that might differ from other people, and to yeah, find ways that don't completely overload and distress my nervous system. Like, this is so normal for other people, I think. I don't know. I think a lot of people struggle with this, actually. But I think it's a lot more normal, maybe easier, I don't really know, for other people to do this. And they don't even question, like, if someone hits you randomly, I don't know, they don't even question saying, please don't just hit me. Like, why are you hitting me? I don't know. Probably. It depends on the situation. But this is what it feels like. This, or even, I don't know how bad it feels, but like something quite severe done to their body, they would say something most of the time. Depends on the situation again. But if it's like a friend, because it's these are like predators and really kind of scary people. These are people I interact with every day. So most people, so you can't uh, compare it to a situation on the street in the dark where there's like some, I don't know, someone um, yeah, being violent towards you. My brain is drifting off. So Yeah, so because this is like an everyday situation, and if someone were to treat you really badly and you already talk with them and you're already comfortable with them, then you would speak up, and I don't. And yeah, so of course this would cause me to separate a lot from myself and my needs, and to not even know, because I'm not actually allowing my body, like I'm not actually allowing the signal, this impulse of I don't want this and I'm going to say something. I'm not actually allowing that anymore, because it's just I'm just like a robot, and the whatever part um, has taken over, and it just like it just switches on whenever there's a signal of discomfort. So I'm actually not given the chance and the time anymore to figure out, okay, what is it and what do I need, because this is already automatically interacting. Um, because it's learned that um, this question of what do I want to do, how do I want to spend my time, what is the intuition, what is the impulse that I feel in my body, what do I actually like, what don't I like, that is so judged, and that is so um, yeah, that it's not allowed to just flow free and be listened to. So it just automatically gets switched off. Um, and I used to be a lot worse if I just had kind of nice impulses, like, oh, I want to paint something. Um, I used to instantly judge it, and at first I didn't hear it. Okay, so this is how the process started, of unblocking my creativity, but also trying to listen to myself. So it started with, I don't actually have that impulse. I don't think I have that impulse. I don't think I have that voice of I want to do this now. And I paid attention to that. I noticed I don't have that. I don't feel that in my everyday, um, and became aware of the absence, and became aware of the gap where this voice would probably normally be, um, which allowed me to bring attention to the part where that would happen, and then allowed me to become aware of like the tiny sparks that were still there, like because you have the moment, it still exists somewhere inside you, the want to do something. um so but these automatic systems, like the dissociation or the criticism, the judgment, whatever, is um layering itself on top of that initial impulse. They kind of override that. They feel the spark, and they cancel out the message and the feeling of wanting to do this, um, and they replace it with whatever mechanism you have. And then I started becoming aware of that. Oh, like this is where this would have been, but now I'm doing this judging or whatever. And then I became aware of the sparks. And then I started hearing the sparks of, oh, I want to paint a turtle. But then I started hearing like all the judgments. And so I would be like, oh, I want to do this, but I can't. And that was kind of like a frustration period, because um, because I was aware of what I wanted to do, but I was also aware of my incapability of doing it. And then I think I'm not sure if I remember the transition into allowing myself to do it, but I think at some point, because of the frustration, so you have to let the frustration happen, in order to be frustrated enough that you're like, oh, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to just, because you cancelled out this voice. You, like, I stopped hearing this criticizing voice actively, but I brought it back by paying attention to it. So I had a lot of criticism, a lot of kind of hatred towards myself in my head, and that of course was a worse situation than the situation before, because that's where like the dissociation and the whatever kicked in to protect myself from that. But then it was back, and I was like, wait, I don't want to have this in my head. And then, but I didn't want to go back to not doing the, like, not, yeah, I didn't want to go back to dissociating from it or whatever. So I started trying, and then again with trying, I still heard the criticism and the judgment, and I think I also started thinking about ways like, what is the actual expectation? If I hear I want to paint a turtle, what do I expect from myself? Do I expect something from myself? And yes, I expected myself to draw a perfect turtle, which, no, that's not. I want to paint a turtle is not the desire to draw a perfect turtle. It's just I want to do something because I think it's fun and engaging, but the desire isn't I want to paint the perfect picture that I can hang in a gallery and sell for 10,000 euros. I don't know. Like this, that's not what it is. So removing the expectation and trying anyway, regardless of the outcome. And I think that's a lot of accepting in there as well, of like the current place we're in and the current skill level we have, and the realities of learning new skills, the realities of, or even old skills, because you start painting as a kid kind of most of the time. So yeah, but the realities of how skills work, because I definitely have a habit of expecting myself to pick up an instrument and be good at it, or like not necessarily good, but just in a way that I can use it, I can create something with it, and I can tolerate, like I like the sound of it, but no. um yeah. mm. So yeah, anyway, so this is the, so actually right now I kind of want to get sunburnt again. No, I don't, but like I want to, I don't know. Uh, yeah, so that was kind of, yeah, I was gonna say that was the process of like how I'm able to hear the voice of I want to do something again. And I was also gonna say hello, Spidey. Hello. Oh, hello, you jumping, Spidey. Oh, don't jump on me. It's jumping. um, um, yeah, I actually feel like right now I'm in a pretty good place where I am able to follow that impulse without a whole lot of judgment. Or at least, like, yes, judgment still happens. That's fine. It's a process, and probably, I don't know, maybe it's never going to leave. That's also fine. But it's more like how do you deal with it? How do you deal with, how can you remind yourself that no, we're not trying to create a perfect masterpiece. We're just doing it for fun. And if you fuck it up, if it turns out bad, there's no such thing as good or bad. It just is what it is. And if it serves no purpose, no outcome, then who cares if the video is an hour and 10 minutes long and it's just ridiculous rambling that no one's going to watch. Like, we need to remove ourselves from this expectation that everything has to serve a purpose and everything has to be something. It has to be like something you can show, something you can do something with. No, it just is something. And is it time well spent? Yeah, sure. If you stop beating yourself up about it, about the result, it is. And also, I've learned that actually, even if you mess up something, oftentimes it's not, it can be uh, the end of, no, I don't know. No, but oftentimes you can fix it. Yeah, it's not a death sentence. I don't know. Yeah, so this is what I've been trying. God, this is like a, I feel like it's a half an hour tangent. I don't know if that's the word. And now I'm just going back to the original thought half an hour later, which is okay. Well, that's how my brain works right now, anyway. I forgot. I'm meta thinking again, and now I forgot the original thought. I don't know if I'm using that correct though, and I think this is still meta thinking. I'm just going to use it because I have no other word for it. Where was I going with this? I think no. I was thinking about someone seeing me just sitting here for an hour and 10 minutes and just talking to myself with weird stuff. That's kind of, I think it's strange behavior. I think videoing ourselves is strange behavior anyways. Especially with like people making lots of nice selfies of themselves in public. I think that's very weird, but it's the world we live in. And if it's fun for them, then who am I to judge? Well, no, I do judge, unfortunately. Anyway, I was going. Oh yeah, listening. Yeah, because these 2 days that I took off, and I was trying to. Oh, this looks kind of nice with a knot in like little bow. The 3 day the days that I took off of dance class were what the days that I took off. Is that even correct? No, anyway. Because I wasn't feeling well and I wasn't feeling present and I was kind of constantly spacing out and dissociating and feeling really bad about myself. But yeah, I was. I said, okay, if I'm not going, then I really have to find ways to not sit in my own soup and figure out how I can make myself feel better. But I don't actually like saying it that way. This is also nice. I don't like saying it that way, but I don't know how to say it any other way right now. But yeah, to kind of start feeling better, start feeling more aligned with myself, maybe. And yeah, what I came up with was listening to rather than trying to force myself to stick to some kind of, I don't make schedules, but like stick to fulfilling tasks that need to be done that were stressing me out as well. Because I know what needs to be done. I know it. I'm not stupid. I know that my flat is a mess, and I know that I really need to clean the horse's paddock, and I know that I need to finish the fence. I'm not stupid. That is not. I mean, yeah, I don't see it sometimes. I kind of whatever. I'm going off again. um, um, I, I don't necessarily see it, but I do. I see it. Like, I'm not blind. I have eyes. I can see that there's stuff. I might ignore it sometimes. Anyway. But the reason that I'm not doing it is not because I don't know it's there, but it's because I'm already in an energy deficit, and forcing myself to do a chore is gonna drain me even more. And nice rhymes. It's gonna drain me even more, but also it's actually gonna cost me double or triple or 10 times. I don't know. It's gonna cost me a lot more than it should and than it normally would if I had my full or at least half or enough energy excess to spend on that task. So so if I'm depleted, if I already in negative energy, basically, because that's the case. That's where I was, and I don't feel like I am right now. But I think if I go upstairs and don't watch myself, then it's very easy to slip back there. Because right now I'm doing something that I felt the impulse to do, and did, and I listened to it, and this gives me back energy. But if I felt the impulse to, I want to just sit and lie in the field and talk to a camera, if I feel that impulse and then I'm like, no, I need to clean my flat, which is like the opposite because I'm inside. I don't know. And then I'm already energy depleted. Then I'm going to spend even more energy, and it's gonna magnify, like, what exponentially. Wait, how do you do, like, to the power of something? Because that's the rate at which the cost increases the lower you go. It's not like, yeah, the lower you go in energy. And if I don't know if any of these thoughts that I'm continuing on are relevant. But I need a hat. And I need to wash my hair. Yeah, so I forgot the original thought again. Oh yeah, so that's why I was this is what I wanted to this is what I wanted to do these 2 days, or like any day that I decided not to go, because if I either continue, if I don't try don't try to make myself do something, that's not really true, because that's kind of, if I don't try to listen to my inner voice and what I want to be doing, and that means not doing anything, but also that means forcing myself to do tasks, then the time taken off is not well spent, because it's going to increase the energy deficit, or it's going to be the same cost as going to class would have been. So I kind of bargained, okay, well, it's not a bargain because that's what I should be doing every day. But I was like, okay, well, if you're not going, then you have to try. This is also really toxic thinking. It's like conditional thinking. But in this case, it wasn't toxic, and it was still conditional, but in this case, it was beneficial, and it was what I should be doing all the time. To say that I need to listen to my inner voice, and what I want to be doing, and it was, I think it was harder on the first day, on Thursday, on Thursday, the first day that I took off, because the energy deficit was bigger. It was harder to hear the voice, and it was harder to have enough excess energy, because still, like, listening and then doing the thing that I listen to, it still costs energy. It gives me back energy also. I don't know how the logistics of this work, but, and the physics, and I don't know. Yeah. So, but then on Friday, the second day, I I heard a lot more, and I did a lot more weird and random things, which was really cool. Like, I painted on my wall a butterfly because I just saw it there randomly. I mean, there wasn't in my head. I was like, oh, I could paint a butterfly on my wall. And I did, and that was really cool. I was really proud of myself for doing that. And then I don't remember if I was like doom scrolling on YouTube, because I don't, yeah, anyway. I don't really doom scroll. Like, I don't use Facebook or Instagram very rarely only. So I've kind of like the habit of doom scrolling still there, and it sometimes happens on YouTube, or I was watching video, or maybe I was listening to music. I don't know, but anyway, I was like lying on my sofa in my creative room, and I was like, I want to create characters. I want to create characters, make up characters, and I was like, wait, I don't know how to do this. Ooh, blah, blah, blah. But then I did, and I just randomly made decisions. Okay, what's the name? Okay, this is the first name that came to mind. Oh wait, it's really boring and plain. Oh, why am I? Okay, it's the first name that came to mind. Just continue with it. And then I was like, okay, birthday. I don't know, random number. And I was judging myself along the process a lot in the beginning, but I kept, because I knew that this is not going to help me, and I want to do this, and I want to learn how to do this. I just kept playing with it and saying, okay, well, this is what's coming to mind. Who am I to judge? It's not my place to judge. And then I actually made this pretty cool story out of it just by making random decisions that kind of led me somewhere, and then asking questions. Oh, okay, if this is the case, then what is underneath, and then what is like, and that actually, yeah. And so I have a whole, just from creating this random character with stuff that popped into my mind, I created a whole concept for a book, which is really cool. And then I was really motivated to start writing it. Well, kind of, because there's other books that I want to write as well. But then I doubted myself and was like, oh, I don't know how to write this. But I guess I didn't ask the right questions then, because rather than how do I write this, it's like, okay, what happens next? What happens next? Okay, this character, well, what's a second character that's relevant? And then again, ask questions about that character and accept whatever answer comes. Because if I decide on a boring name, this name is going to lead me to the next question, the next decision. And if I then end up, like, I have this whole character and I'm ending up with, oh, this name doesn't fit, I don't like it anymore, I can change it. I can change anything. Any decision that I make while creating, it's not permanent. Like, it's not, I have the power to, I'm God. Like, I can, this is my thing. Who is to say that one decision I made I can't change? Or, yeah. But I think actually most of the time, yeah, I could decide on this original name doesn't actually suit the character anymore, the way that this went. But oftentimes, in hindsight, it actually fits really well. You just didn't understand it at first. That's more what I come to realize rather than going back and changing something. It's more like, oh, this is why that came to me. This is why it's that way. Okay, that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then just create a reason for it. It's so simple, really, but it's also so different from the thinking that we've been trained to do, I think. And breaking free from that is hard. It's really fucking hard, but possible. Yes. And then, yeah, so I doubted my ability to write the story. But then I also started thinking about characters I had made up, well, like very finished on characters. So they have like a name and maybe a little bit of a storyline. That's kind of it. And then, because I like the approach of assigning, I mean, I tried starting this, but I didn't come up with anything before. But I assigned a lot of random things and traits and stories and backstories as well to the character that I made yesterday. And then I tried to copy that approach to characters I made previously, because they were lacking a lot of character. And then I actually, yeah, played with the book. Well, it's not a book, it's a universe, and it's many books as a series. Idea that I have had for a long time and that I really want to make because it's really fucking cool. And it's, again, this tingly, like, wait, I can do this? Oh, that's crazy. No, that's too crazy. I can't do it. Wait, but what if I can? Like it felt too big and too intense, and um, and that was kind of cool. And I went with it. Like I considered it, and I think it's gonna be good. um, yeah, yeah. So I made some progress. Mm, yes. So this, I have to find a way to um, combine combine um, combine what? Yeah, listening to myself and my own inner voice while being in other being in other environments, like being in environments where I have external input and where there are expectations of me. Because whenever I go into an environment like this, I lose everything about myself, like everything. And um, yeah, there has to be a way to keep it because that's what everyone else does. I feel like that's what a lot of other people do. Depends on where you are, and of course, lots of people are also struggling with this. But or I mean, there's always degrees. Like I'm not gonna what I'm doing right now. I'm not gonna do in public. Like there's sometimes there's no space for mm, we when we are in groups of people, we don't just exist as individuals, but also as group. Like we have to adapt a little bit. So there's not always space for us as individuals, and only and exclusively listening to our own needs and wants. That's normal. That's fine. Um, but it doesn't work when you like also a group doesn't work when individuals completely abandon themselves. Then it's not like yeah, that also doesn't work. But that's what I do because I feel like there's no space for myself at all ever. And yeah, and I still I really do feel that way because whenever I try to bring things of myself, like parts of myself in, they take up so much space and I'm so unsure about them as well because it's still a process for me and I still don't really know how to access that and how to break free of these habits and patterns and mechanisms that are really automatic for me. Um, it takes up space and more space than people maybe are comfortable with or understand. It's not necessarily comfortable. I don't know if it's comfortable, but it's understand and make space for a lot of times as well because yeah, I don't know if I'm able to claim that space yet to take it. And also when people say, "Oh, you have the space, you can take the space." And then the way I take it also often I feel like people think it's not right, like it's not and but I don't know. Yeah. It's a very weird experience. One I don't really understand, but maybe one day. Um, yeah. I think maybe because whatever I bring to the space that they've made for me is different from what they expected. It looks different from what they expected, so they're like, wait, but mhm. um, there's a jumpy spider again. Hello, jumpy spider. Yeah. I feel like these are what therapy sessions should have been. Kind of, because I do feel I also had this, yeah, a day before yesterday when I was making the video on Mooney's birthday. Oh, Kiki's birthday was yesterday, so they like, it's Mooney on the 4th of June and then Kiki on the 5th of June. So Mooney turned 10 and Kiki turned 24. Yeah, 24. I also felt this like kind of good empty, like purged, I don't know, kind of content feeling afterwards where you're just like present in the space and everything, like a lot has been said. Everything that was relevant in this moment has been said. And I kind of feel like I'm reaching that point now. 90 minutes? Yeah, an hour 30. That's crazy. But yeah, I do feel pretty good now. Yeah, it's good to be present for a bit. But I think I'm already thinking about the next things. But I was thinking, yeah, it's good to be present. But I should use this moment while I'm feeling present and able to listen to myself to make a decision, not make a decision, but ask what I want to do after being present or next. Like what if when I leave this situation, what I want to do then. Because leaving a situation often is going to be because this transition is just like it pushes me back into I don't know what to do next, and then I leave the situation, but I don't think about what I'm going to do next, and then I end up not doing anything or something. I don't know. But anyway, I stop listening. That's what I want to say. So if I think about what I'm going to do next, I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Hmm. Oh, this is what I wanted to do today because, yeah, my performance is in a week, and especially with these last days off and kind of removing myself a little bit from dance and my body and the expectation dance has of my body, it removed me from the performance in the project as well. So I really need to engage with that again. So I was actually thinking I could just use today also to be in the field and to move to the music that I wrote and to dance a little bit there and figure out what I want to do. Maybe, oh, the crows are fighting the hawk. That's interesting. Wow. There's two crows that were attacking like a hawk, so, and the hawk is bigger and I thought they were more aggressive. Yeah, so that would be good too. I think I need to get out of the sun because I'm starting to feel a bit off. It's nice. 10:22. Siren. Oh, it was this really fun moment when, well, funny, I don't know. I was sleeping and dreaming, and then the siren went off, and she started howling in her sleep, and she woke up and was like, "Wait, what am I doing?" But she was so caught up in the howling that she continued howling while awake, and then she felt a little bit embarrassed about it. It was really cute. And I only caught the last bit on camera, but yeah. My neck hurts. Okay, I think we're gonna call it a day, a video. An hour and 36 minutes. That's the record so far, I think, right? Yeah. I do wonder. No, I don't want to wonder about who watches this. And I don't think anyone has watched my videos to the end. Anyway, I checked the insights yesterday. Yeah. Sorry, grass, I'm destroying you. Okay. Bye bye.